How much can you actually sort of take from last weekend's win against Northampton? Because obviously, so many things went right that day. Can you sort of carry the momentum on into this week?
Yeah, I think lots of things did go right. I thought there was a few areas, particularly in the first half, that obviously we're always going to pick it apart and think we could do better. But it was a good performance for us. We're very much back to business this week. It's not like we've completed it. We just took a nice step forward and managed to execute an 80-minute game plan. So nice to do it and that. But again, we've got a really good group here. And the first meeting Monday morning, there's players coming in with, we think we need to push this on. We could have done this better. So it's pretty much business as usual.
But in terms of a carrot for the players to just keep working hard, that must be some great encouragement.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's nice when you get a performance like that and all the hard work and sticking to the plan. And you can see what a tight group these lot are now when they're playing together. It's nice to get the reward for the hard work. But we've had a lot of performances not that dissimilar to that we've fallen the wrong side of, and that's just been about keeping the faith and keep working hard. And it's not going to be like it was last weekend every weekend, that's for sure. But yeah, it's absolutely nice to get the feeling and the actual reward for all the hard work.
So I suppose the bit you've got to bottle really is what turns the performances into the results. What is it that's making the difference there?
Well, we haven't done anything different, last week that we've been doing the last, 6 months. It's just about getting better all the time and understanding, the importance of every little bit that we do, and the importance of understanding every little bit that we do, and the importance of creating standards and driving each other hard. And we didn't do anything different last week that we've been doing week on week. I just think we slowly but surely we get better and better, and I think the understanding grows. And as I say, you can see how hard they work together and fight for each other. That's been there a long time, but I think we've made some good strides in connecting the dots in both, in all areas really.
And Bristol this weekend, how much better again will you need to be against them?
But yeah, I mean, look, Bristol are top of the league and they're playing some fantastic rugby. And Pat has, Pat's built a brilliant squad who, he's put brilliant systems in place that make it extremely hard to analyse, extremely hard to play against. And there's obviously some high-profile players, but I think Bristol is a lot more than that. Their set piece is extremely strong. The systems, what's impressive is the systems Pat's put in place. It doesn't really matter who comes in and plays. They just fill the spot. They know what they're doing. They're accurate. And, there's a lot of guys in that Bristol team who don't get a mention. And Pat has, he gets the absolute maximum out of that. And that, from a coaching point of view, that's what I find the most impressive, to be honest.
And did Bath just make them a bit angry last weekend at the Rec?
Yeah, I wasn't in the mix on that, so I don't know what happened. But I think, there's no doubt about it with Bristol. If you give them an inch, they're going to take it. And like I say, their game, they've got a very complete game, which makes it, you have to be on your toes for 80 minutes because you can't switch off in any area because they're very accomplished across the field.
Does that mean that possession then is more important? Because obviously, you're most vulnerable when you turn over possession, but they can attack from anywhere first phase. So actually, I suppose the best way to stop them is kind of ensuring that you've got the ball and they haven't, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the tactical battle before you get to the game with Bristol. You watch them play and you think, well, if you kick the ball to them, there's a danger they're going to run it back and score a try, or keep possession for 30 phases and then break you down, or you keep the ball and they've got a very good defensive system that, you've got to be careful you don't overplay it yourself. So I think, there's probably a balance somewhere in between, and we're doing our best to put together what we think will get us in the best position to win.
Conversely, I suppose you might have a few players that they might be worried about as well. How much do you feel that you can you're now getting those units that you can have players that will worry the opposition, or that you do have players that will worry the opposition?
Yeah, I think we've got lots of good players here who would worry the opposition. I think our biggest threat is that we're a collective unit and we do work extremely hard. But I think we're starting to we're at a very different stage to Bristol. We all know that, but we're starting to get ourselves together with a variety of ways we can score tries, and we showed that on the weekend from set piece to a set play or in open play. So we're making those strides forwards, and obviously there's some obvious guys who on our team you don't want to give space to because they can do some damage as well. But I'm sure. Well, I know 100% Pat will have ripped us to pieces and working out how we're going to, they're going to break us, and I think it'll make for a good game.
No Lloyd Evans, Johnny May or Chris Harris last weekend. Where are they in the mix of things at the moment?
As always, I'd rather not talk about the injuries because I don't want to give everything to Pat on a Tuesday. Or what? That's not a Tuesday. The equivalent of a Tuesday. What is it? It's Thursday. Yeah, I've lost my days of the week because we're playing Monday. Thursday.
Thursday. I mean, you've become a little bit more cagey in recent weeks about injuries. Is that a sort of deliberate shift because you are getting a little bit closer, or there's actually sort of a bit more sort of touch and go with some players?
Yeah, I just think from the point of view, there's some guys on long-term injuries, and that's fair enough. But I think where we are, obviously we've played a lot of players. We're still wanting to challenge certain combinations before the end of the season. And from our point of view, there's still an element of unknown with certain bits and pieces. So, when we're making these tough calls and we're sort of working through it, I just, I don't want to show my hand too early on what our thought process is. So, if we did this on a Friday or Sunday or whatever it is in this week, it'd be a little bit easier to tell you stuff. But just on the touch and go ones, I'd rather hold those back. I'll give you most things.
Fair enough. Obviously, fans allowed back in. They'll all be home fans, no away fans at this stage. But how much of a difference does that mean that there's an audience for the players to perform in front of again?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Obviously we can't wait to be in front of our supporters again. But I think just as a step forward, as a hopefully a pathway now to start getting full stadiums again, I think we're all really excited about it. And that's obviously why a lot of clubs have sort of got together and said, let's shift the schedule, whether it's our stadium or yours, let's just make it happen and let's get the supporters in. So, we know the crowd, won't be on our side, but we're excited about having some noise, and, I think it'll be very humbling to get people back in the stadiums. It's been a long time, and, we had that little dabble with it and it went away, but I think, there's a real appreciation of, what we do and why we do it, and, I'm looking forward to sort of feeling the passion from our supporters especially, but equally, sometimes the hostility from other supporters is just as exciting for the players when they're running out. So it's good news.
And I know you're very process driven, George, but do the aims of what you could actually achieve in terms of results this season sort of shift at all as the end nears, or is that sort of being ignored? It's all about still the processes.
Yeah, no, it's very much about the processes for us. I don't think, I think at this point, we'd obviously love to climb the table a little bit, as I said before, but I think for us, we've worked really hard on getting things in place. And as you say, on Saturday, we saw a lot of that come together across a lot of numerous places. I think to start talking about anything but focusing on the processes and what we're doing and the understanding, with 3 or 4 games to go would be an unnecessary sort of shift of focus.